on YouTube. So, I haven't put up an upload here in the last couple weeks. I'll tell you guys why at the end of the video, but I want to talk about a few things before I get to that, and what I'm going to talk about is going to lead up to that. When you're driving, you got a nice fast vehicle, or you got a really loud vehicle, or something super fast, have fun with it, you know? You see, that's having fun. That's what having fun is. But there's different levels of having fun. There's having fun like me getting on it, hearing my exhaust, enjoying that sound, enjoying the feeling of speeding or getting up to speed quickly. You know, that's fun. But when you start driving like an asshole, that's a different level. So the main purpose of this video is driving etiquette. You know, it's sure I'm guilty, so I'm not saying I'm a saint with driving, but it's something you need to think about, and something that you need to and put other drivers on the road, be considerate of them, and put them before yourself. So when you're driving, you're having fun, you're getting on it, you're speeding, you're going fast, that's having fun. But when you start, you know, passing people or weaving in between traffic, you know, that's a dick move. That's not putting others before yourself. But I'm not saying I'm not guilty of doing that. I have done that. You know, and most of the time I wish that I haven't done it. I thought by doing that I was having fun, but what happened lately has made me realize that that wasn't having fun, that was being a dick. So, when you're putting others before yourself, you know, you need to think about them instead of yourself and instead of your personal gain. So, you know, if don't ride people's ass, don't tailgate them while you're going 60 miles an hour down a road, don't get mad at them because you're not going fast enough. You know, that's uncalled for. And there's no purpose in it. So what if the person in front of you isn't going fast enough? Big friggin' deal. You're gonna get to the same place maybe 30 seconds later than you would have if you passed them. There's no purpose in it. And if somebody's riding your ass and you're the person in front, don't slam on your brakes. Don't do that. That just makes things a million times worse than, you know, just letting them ride your butt. You know, people that do that, they're dicks. They can't help that. Stupid is, stupid does. You can't help that, and you can't control how they drive. Now, can you ask them to back off nicely? Absolutely. I do that all the time because I don't like people riding on my butt. I can't stand it. It is a huge pet peeve of mine. I hate it when people are right behind me, whether I'm driving or I'm just standing somewhere like at a store or something. It's my biggest pet peeve. And that is a lot of other people's pet peeves. Don't ride on their butt. Put others before yourself when you're driving. That will make things so much better on the road. Road rage will go down. You know, it's not that difficult to put other drivers before you. Now, am I saying if you're going 35 miles an hour in a 55 mile an hour zone, yeah, I'm going to pass you. Regardless, I'm going to pass you because you're not going the speed limit. However, if somebody is going the speed limit or even a little over the speed limit and you go to pass them, now that is a dick move. That's BS. And also, too, side note, I'm not going to cuss in a lot of my videos, you know, but stuff like this really pisses me off, and you guys will see why at the end of this video. So anyways, I just wanted to explain that before I got into the story of why I have not uploaded a video in the last couple weeks. It was not this past Sunday, but the Sunday before last. It was April 24th. It was 11:30 to 11:45 a.m., somewhere around there. You know, I was driving down the road. I was headed home. I was going to stop at home before I was going to go to work that day. And it was a 2-lane road on my side, 4 lanes across the whole road. But it was a 2-lane road. I was in the left lane. It was a 55-mile-an-hour zone. I was going 59 miles an hour, so I was going a tad bit over the speed limit. And I had this guy come up behind me, riding my butt. And I mean, he was so close on my butt to the point where I couldn't see his headlights out my rearview mirror. And that is uncalled for. Super uncalled for. There is no point in that. When I'm in the left lane, I'm going by vehicles that are in the slow lane, going 59 miles an hour in the 55, and you're riding my butt. And then on top of it, you're getting upset at me because I'm not going faster in my lane, when I'm already doing 4 over as it is, and you're getting mad at me. So, like I said earlier, I asked him to back off my rear bumper. I just asked him to give me some space. That's all I wanted. I wasn't telling him to, you know, get off my ass. I wasn't giving him any gesture or any foul gestures. I wasn't doing any of that. I didn't slam on my brakes. I didn't cause any kind of aggression towards him. You know, I was minding my own business. I looked in my rearview mirror and I got a car right on my butt for no reason. You know, he came out of nowhere. I never pulled out in front of him. I never did any of that. And so, you know, I pointed out the window and I just said, "Hey man, back off. I don't want you on my bumper like this." And he gets mad at me for that. All because I asked him to back off and he flips ape you-know-what on me. That is super uncalled for one. You know, I asked you very nicely. I didn't slam on my brakes to get off my butt. I didn't flip you off. I wasn't yelling out my window. I wasn't doing any of that. And he starts getting pissy with me. And he started riding my butt even closer. And so there were still vehicles in the right lane. And, I mean, it was a whole lane of bikers. I mean, there was probably a good 60 bikers in the right lane. And they weren't going the speed limit, so that's why I was in the left lane passing them. And when the traffic cleared, the guy behind me, he sped up and he came right here next to my window. He started to yell at me out of his window. I couldn't hear what he was saying. My window was rolled up at the time. But he came up next to me. He had his head and his whole arm out the window yelling at me, being a total jackass. And he deliberately tried to sideswipe me. He jerked his car. So here is my truck and here is his car. He jerked his whole car into the middle of the lanes to the point where I had to jerk my truck over and I hit the curb just to keep him from hitting me. And he got back into the right lane. I got back into my lane, and as soon as I got into my lane, he cut right in front of me with inches of room. I mean, when he got his car right here, I couldn't see his taillight, his license plate, nothing. All I could see was the top of his trunk. That's how close he got to my car, or to my truck. When he was cutting in front of me, he was slamming on his brakes. So, the guy that was riding my butt decides to cut me off and slam on his brakes. That's being a dick. That is not putting other drivers before yourself. That is being very inconsiderate, and it's reckless driving. It's uncalled for. So, he cuts in front of me, he slams on his brakes. He was in a new 2011 Honda, and he slammed on his brakes. Well, I went into the back end of him, because I didn't have any room to be able to stop my truck in time. I couldn't get back over into the right lane to try and avoid it. I had nowhere to go to the left of me. It was just try and stop as best as I can. I couldn't stop in time, so I went into the back of him. And, you know, I really wish this camera was recording when it happened, but, you know, it wasn't. That's just the Murphy's Law. But I went into the back of him. When we both stopped, he hopped out of his car and started coming at me aggressively. He got out of his car in the middle of the road. Both of us stopped. He gets right here to the front, to my front driver's side wheel, coming at me, had his chest pumped out. He had both of his hands in a fist, like he was coming up next to my truck to go some Grand Theft Auto on me, pull me out of my truck, and do who knows to me. I'm only 20 years old. I have no protection with me. I don't have my CWP. I don't have any of that. So I have no protection on me. And who knows what this guy has? I don't know who you are. I don't know if you have a gun. I live in the country in the middle of nowhere where a lot of people do own guns. So I don't know what you have on you. I slammed my truck into reverse, and I cut over into the right lane to get away from him because I didn't know what he was gonna do. So I got into the right lane, and I pulled into a little soccer field. There's a little dirt road in a soccer field that I was able to drive my truck into because the gate was open, and I was just getting away from him. You know, I was trying to make sure that I was going to stay safe because I didn't know what he was going to do to me. So in the process of doing that, I was getting away from him. Well, when I pulled my truck onto the dirt road, my back end came out because of the dirt road, and I was flooring it, getting away from him, and my back end came out, and I overcorrected it, and I went into a fence post. My back end went into a fence post. So, not only is the front of my truck destroyed because of him, but the back end of my truck is also destroyed because of him. You know, that never would have happened if he didn't cut in front of me, and my back end never would have happened if he got out of his vehicle aggressively at me. Well, the jackass, he was man enough to do all of that to me, but he wasn't even man enough to tell the cops what he actually did. And he sat there and lied to the cops right to his face and told him that I was behind him the whole time. Yeah, right. You know, I've got a lot of money in this truck. I'm still putting money into it because I'm paying it off. And this jerk goes and destroys my truck. And the reason that I haven't done a video in the past couple weeks is because I haven't had my truck. On impact, all my motor mounts broke, and my engine slammed forward into the front of my engine bay. My oil filter broke, and it was just a mess. And it's been in the shop the past couple weeks. Nothing cosmetically on my truck is fixed yet. I just got it mechanically fixed because I needed a vehicle. I'm going to wait for cosmetically. I'm going to add some pictures to this video of what happened to my truck, so you guys can see exactly what happened and why I haven't uploaded in the past few days. So comment, rate, subscribe. There's gonna be, now that I got my truck back and everything, I'm gonna get back to uploading videos and stuff like that. So comment, rate, and if you like my videos and if you've liked this video and my previous videos, please subscribe. I'm gonna be uploading a lot more videos, and not all of them are gonna be like this kind of seriousness. A lot of them will be, you know, trying to be comedic and trying to be, and I'll try to make it an entertaining video, or videos. So comment, rate, subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video.